prompted Columbia University to offer Alice an honorary degree?
Well, it started off, according to the manuscripts that are here, it started off as a request that she should write something that then would be read on her behalf during the January events of the centennial of Lewis Carroll's birth in January of 1932. Over the course of the previous year or year and a half, it then evolved into asking her to come. And that evolved into, well, if she is coming, when would she come? They decided that a January crossing of the Atlantic by ship would be very problematic for her since she was about to be 80. And that if it was more at the time of her own birthday, being May 4th, that the weather would be conducive to the crossing. And they agreed that she would come. Once she said she would come, then I think that it was probably Professor Zanetti in the chemistry department who put the idea in front of the committee that decides who they then award honorary degrees to. There's a letter that Butler writes to Alice asking her to keep it secret, but that they are intending to give her the honorary degree. And her reply is just so lovely, where she says she is delighted to accept, she will keep it secret, and that it is not really an honor that she deserves. When they got to the dock, there was a car waiting to take her to the Waldorf Astoria. And because of the timing being the Depression and times were difficult, I think that the idea was a very important thing for the time, to have this woman who was obviously elderly, but having made the journey, and to think of her as a little girl, and to have this be a gift to the worldwide readership that the book had already garnered.
It was a brilliant literary departure in its day. I mean, children's stories were full of morality and pious little sayings, and he came along with this very modern heroine who talked back to adults, who was not just an obedient little child, who questioned reality, who questioned everything they said. And for me, what it is it's a much more accurate description of the world we really live in than what we're taught in school. A lot of the new things in this edition are illustrations. There's a picture of Alice that appeared in Punch a year and a half before Wonderland biennial. There's a first known portrait of Carroll's mother is in the book. Of course, we're very proud of the illustrators as well, and this has 47 different artists, including Salvador Dali, Ralph Steadman, Barry Moser. Beatrix Potter did a suite of Alice pictures, was never published. And it's truly global. I mean, we have illustrators from Bulgaria and England and Brazil, and because it's one of the most translated books. We just came out with a thing called Alice in the World of Wonderlands, a very large 3-volume set, 174 languages to which she's been translated. And I claim she's the most widely illustrated book of all time.
We've seen the exhibit today here at Columbia, but tell us about some of the other amazing exhibits and events going on to celebrate Alice 150.
Well, we're centered this week in New York, but it's a very global celebration. The Columbia exhibit here, which is wonderful, has to do with the real Alice's trip to Columbia in 1932, where she was given an honorary doctorate of letters and some of the ephemera from that. It's very moving. We were actually treated to a recording of Alice's voice that had never been heard before. It's just a brilliant coup and shivers up your spine when you actually hear, oh my God, that's Alice.
And I thank you, Mr. President, and everyone, all of you, for the kind reception you have given both to that and to me. Thank you again and again.